Remember one thing, as soon as you hear the prayer call, throw everything aside and attend to the prayer. Remember that? If you hear the prayer call, says yes. Then said, another thing that is most important for you to remember is do justice. Don't let go justice. Remember that? He says, yes, my Lord. If you do these two things, nothing will bind you. Go. So he left the place. He was very happy now. He was proficient in his vocation, no doubt about it. He could earn his livelihood well. Now that he had the seal of the Lord, you see over it, nothing can bind him. So he goes out. Beware, you all don't try to do that. That was only a particular incident where but there is another example there. So what happens is that now he says, well, the Lord has told me. He was very carefree now, and he goes from house to house seeking a prospective customer, potential good customer, you see. And well, he found that there is some wealthy person here in the town. So he inspected the house in daytime from a distance as if nothing is happening, and he found that that was a nice place to inaugurate, you see. And he goes there in the night, dead of the night. And what does he do, He throws the news there, and he climbs over the terrace and goes down. And those were the days when there was banking system, no doubt, but not the banks that we have now. The banking was the hearth where the women folk cooked the food. The presence was always there of somebody, fireplace. They used to dig there and put the treasure underneath there. Because women would always be around there. It was not forsaken place or anything of the sort. There was a check there, it was all buried under the earth. So he knew that. These people know everything, every little detail, yes. And just in the dark he felt the unevenness of the earth, And here there is a bump. That's right. Dig there. Sure enough, within a foot, you see, he could just feel. The leather bags were there. The one bag, another bag, another bag. And he got out about 25 bags of gold, worth of gold. He was very happy. He collects all of them. He just dresses the ground there and picks them. He doesn't know how to collect all the 25, so he needs something to collect in a bag or something. He gets a sheet somewhere, a piece of cloth. He just piles and puts across his shoulder, and he's now about to leave the place. And no sooner he puts his first step, the order of Muhammad is there. Am I doing justice? He seems to be the wealthy person here. He must be having a big family. I am all by myself, all alone, a bachelor. What need have I of this great wealth? Justice demands that I must leave something for him. So says, that's true. Well, my Lord has said, do justice. So he takes out one gold bag of gold and drops it, and tries to take rapid steps towards the exit. While he does that, he says, no, that's not justice. No. Another bag, another bag, another bag, another bag, another bag. All the time his mind is worried whether he's doing justice or not. So what happened is that eventually he felt satisfied with just 5 bags across his shoulder there. All of them are just littered here and there, you see, on his way up to the terrace to escape now. He is right on the top of the terrace. Now with the help of the rope he is going to escape. Just then he hears the prayer call. It's dawn time. Allahu Akbar. He says, my Lord has told me, leave everything and attend to the prayer and nothing will bind you. So he leaves there and he starts shouting Allahu Akbar and all that. He starts praying with the Qazi there. So the owner of the house wakes up his wife and says, do you hear any noise here up there? He says, yes, there is some disturbance. Somebody is there, some stranger up there. And we hear the prayer, somebody praying there loudly. So he gets up, he wakes up his son and his daughters and the whole family, and they start moving in the dark. Oh, we are robbed. Here's a bag of gold. This is my treasure. The man says, another bag, another. What has happened? Why does he leave behind this? Who is that person? Some thief. He cannot be a thief. Otherwise, why would he leave behind? So they all go up, and the man is seriously engaged in a prayer, in his prayer, with another bundle that was by his side there. So the man, Mohammedans are such, and it's common traditions not to disturb anybody in prayer. So when the prayer was over, the man said, "Man, who are you? Are you a stranger here?" He says, "Yes, sir, I am a stranger." "Who are you?" He says, I am a thief." "Thief?" He says, "Yes, I robbed your house. I'm sorry. Here is your treasure. Apart from the treasure that you must have seen." He says, "How can you be a thief like this? What makes you a thief?" So then he tells the whole story. So he says, "You are not a thief. You are a thief in the real sense. You have robbed my heart. You are the fit person to become my son-in-law. Here is the hand of my daughter and the treasure for you. Govern the whole house and be here." So that's how, when you obeyed the Lord of obeyed the command of the Lord to follow in the footsteps of his father, this is what he earned. You had heard the story before? The order is go home, and if you still follow him, it's not following him, you make him follow you. You follow?
No.
No? You don't follow what I say? Suppose Baba gives you the order, "Dan, leave the boss and follow me." He says, "Yes, Baba, most willingly, I am anxious to do that." And you follow him. You are not anxious, eh? You are, all right. Then you leave him and you follow him. And then you are very happy, you are following him, and Baba takes you from one place to another. And he's, all of a sudden one day, within a week of that, he stops and says, "Dan, I want you to go back home and be with your boss." He says, "Yes, Baba, I will." Be happy, Baba says to you. This is, I'm really telling you as things have happened. And don't worry about it. I am there too. You'll be with me. Be there. So you happily accept what he says and you go. And you live with him again. That's following him. Mm-hmm. But if you insist on, "Baba, you had told me to follow you. I would love to follow you now. I don't want to go back home." And he's compassionate, he's kind. He says, "All right, follow me." So that following him is not your following him. You are making him follow you.
Yes.
You follow now?
Yes.
Now you know. So that's how it is. As an instance, I'll give you. When we come first to Baba, we are all full of fervor. We have great strength. We feel as if we can carry our beloved on our shoulders wherever he wants to. We can even take him to the highest peak, you see, if he wants to have the pleasure of it. And we can cross the oceans, and we do this and do that for him, and we lay down our lives and all that. Gradually all that fervor settles down. Yeah, it is like that. I tell you, I have passed through all these stages, you see. And then what happens, you see? Well, we just try to obey him, we try to just follow him, we shirk sometimes, we just love him, sometimes we say that, what the hell is all about this? Oh, we don't want this, we don't want that. The world seems to become dark. The world of God seems to be so dark and all that. What is that? Who is that? Who's that? So, I thought that somebody has dematerialized or something like that. So, there is an instance which Baba points out. It has happened in Baba's ashram. There was a person who expressed a desire to leave everything and come to Baba. It's a woman's, it's not men Mandli, a woman Mandli did that. So, I don't want to mention the name, but just be satisfied with this. So what happened is that she came very happily and she would serve Baba. And then Baba gave her the duty to attend to his personal things, like cleaning his own bathroom, sweeping his own room, washing his own clothes, getting hot water for his bath, seeing to his drinking water, spreading out his bedstead, and so forth. Personal. She was very happy. After a month or so, Baba says, I'm very pleased with you. I'm very happy. Now you see, what happens is that instead of doing this, I give you another order. You know, Mehra, she's not so strong, she has become sick and she's feeble and all that. I have told her not to wash her own clothes. I told her not to see to her own things, but I want you to do that. But Baba, I've come for you. I would love to do that for you. Yes. You have come for me? You want to please me? So do that for her. I tell you to do. I tell you, she doesn't tell you. So she refused. You follow? That's not serving you. Now what do you mean by serving him? It's like follow him. What do you mean by serving him? Do you mean to say that if you polish his shoes is serving him? No. If he tells you to polish any Tom, Dick and Harry's shoes, is for serving him. Because he doesn't wear shoes. He doesn't need to polish his shoes. But he wants you to polish the shoes of any Tom, Dick and Harry. That is serving him. And doing it willingly, happily, cheerfully. You follow that? So there's a world of difference in following him or allowing him to follow you, or serving him or asking him to serve you. It's like that.
Right.
Sometimes Baba had said that there are lovers who are prepared to give their lives for me. And there are lovers, they love me too, but they take my life. You follow? It's like that. That's what he has said. Yes, what did
I'm still a little bit, I've been thinking a little as you were talking about the question that came up the other day about honesty.
Oh, this man, yes.
And what Baba told the lawyer.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering if you could...
But Alan Cohen has removed the thought from him. That was said a long time back,
Yeah.
But Alan doesn't need now any answer to it.
Oh, good.
Was he the one who asked you for
No,
it?
I've been thinking about it myself.
Oh, then it's all. Then we must answer.
I asked him.
I thought it was on your behalf. You asked him today.
No, well, I had talked to him about it, and we both seemed to be confused. And I talked to him earlier today, but if he's not confused, that's fine.
Then you can get it from him.
No. Say it.
I have the tape, so we're collaborating.
I thought you hadn't gotten it.
No.
I think it's very interesting because there are these little minor kinds of decisions that Baba people have to make, and they say, well,
the thing is that in the very beginning, with the beginning of this little talk or whatever you call it, this discussion, I had said, please don't misconstrue. If you will misunderstand this, it's no use my telling you anything about it. But take it as what I have heard from him. What he said was, as I tell you, he said to a lawyer who came to him, he was very confused, the lawyer. Just as the person, who was having the vocation of a thief, his father was a thief, so he continued with the vocation. When he came to know about Muhammad, he said, that's wrong doing this. So he left his vocation. Likewise, that lawyer was a very prosperous attorney, you see. And he was doing all sorts of things and he was earning a lot of money. But when he came to know Baba and when he read about Baba and what Baba says and what Baba stands for, he was confused. He didn't know, should he continue with his profession? Because lawyer is another word for liar. You know that? They didn't want to use that word, so they concocted the word lawyer. So he came to Baba. And this is what I gathered from that conversation, because, I had to be always with Baba. So it impressed me upon me, and I really remember that occasion. So he comes to Baba and says, Baba, I'm very confused. First of all, Baba was very happy to see him and all, because he used to come every now and then. He says, but I'm very confused this time. So Baba says, what is the matter? So I want to leave my vocation. I don't want to be a lawyer. Baba says, why not? You're very helpful. You help the society and all that. He says, yes, but I have to all the time indulge in lies. I can't speak the truth. I can't. My profession is such that just it makes me drown in lies, untruth. So what do you mean by that? What is it? He says, I can't lead a honest life like this. So what is your concept of honesty? What is the concept of truth? Baba says. He says, Baba, Baba, sometimes my clients are really at fault, and I have to defend the client. They say, for instance, suppose if my client has committed theft, and I have to find ways and means and arguments trying to protect them and get them out of that, what do you call, accusation. That's the right word? He's accused for theft, so I have to get out the charge. That's right. So what should I do now? For that I have to speak untruth. I have to concoct stories. I have to defend him to the hilt. So he says, that's right, Baba says. Do you know what your profession is? To take the brief of your client and to defend him up to the hilt. To the last you have to do it. Whether you win or you lose is not your lookout. What you have to do is to see that once you take the responsibility of your client, it is your responsibility, it is your bounden duty to defend him at all cost. You stand there in the court to do that. And if you shirk from your responsibility, that is dishonesty. If you speak the truth out and denounce him, that's speaking the untruth, you see. That's not your responsibility, your duty is to stand up to him, to defend him, and to get him free of the charge. And if you do that, you are leading your life honestly in your profession. Your profession is that, what can you do? It is said that you can't, shit is after all shit, it's dirt, it's filth. Your hands are not meant to be made dirty with that. But if your vocation is to clean the sewage, what can you do? What do? You have to clean that. You have to lift that filth with your others. Does that mean that you are involved in that? But it's your vocation. You have to do it. Get your hands washed afterwards. Keep your hands clean when you are engaged in eating at the dining table and all that. But what can you do? That's your vocation. That's your profession. And if you don't do it, what happens? You shirk your duty. You follow?
I follow that part. But that didn't mean that he was giving the lawyer a license to just tell. I remember you were also saying that when you were.
But when he is at home, he has to be truthful with his wife, with his children, with his this and that. That will be wrong if he continued his vocation at his home also.
Right.
Or he doesn't take the brief of his wife at the time, or his household responsibility. All what he does is that when he is responsible to defend his client, then he has to do that. Then he has to come out with all sorts of concocted stories and all that. And from legal point of view, he has to search all the sections and defend the client.
But does that mean he can't? Baba wasn't saying that he should tell a lie in court, was he? He was saying that he should use every means to try to get his client off, and I understand that, but that doesn't mean, like when you were telling the story of when you were on the train with the old man, you weren't going to come right out and tell him who Baba was, but you had to walk a very narrow line, not to tell a lie, but you don't come out with everything that you.
No, that's true. Yeah, that's right. So telling a lie, our code of telling lies is what? We think that, suppose, is this white?
Yes.
It is, you say. I simply say that it is not black.
Absence of color.
It is absence of color. A thing that doesn't absorb the rays, you see, of the sun. You follow?
Yes.
It's like that. So what you have to do is to present yourself in such a way. You can't. It's not necessary that you should say that it is white. That is speaking the truth. But why do you evade? You will say. Why can't you say that it is white? Accept it and finish off. I said, why should I do that? I have to defend. That is, I'll take my own time. I'll say it roundabout way, and that's what the lawyer was doing. So he thought that he was telling lies all the time. He was getting confused. He was a straightforward and a good person.
Now I think I understand better.
Yeah.
Suppose the lawyer knows from the beginning that what he's going to defend a client who is a liar and who is really taking advantage of the other man.
No,
What
but
about
then
that?
that is true, that he won't take it.
He shouldn't take
He shouldn't take it.
Right.
But if he does not know, usually the clients, when they approach the lawyers, they never go in for that. He says, I am such an innocent person and I am oppressed and will you please help me? And they always go to somebody.
they know.
So some lawyers are very shrewd, they find out. But there are others like Baba devotees they are not shrewd always. Baba devotees are not shrewd. You know that. Baba has named you all goofies, So naturally, we are all innocent, we are gullible people, we would like to help them. We are goofies after all in Baba's love. Yeah, we become goofies, you see, when we start loving him. It's like that.
We are.
So to them Baba says this, you see, it's like that.
I have a question. I'll use as an example when Love Dimple came to Baba and you wanted to live with Baba, and then Baba, I think it was Mershid who said, well, Love, didn't you tell Baba that you have 4 children and a lovely wife? And Baba said, no, he didn't say anything. I don't quite understand that. Obviously, Baba knows. What is the purpose of
You want to understand the purpose? This reminds me of a very apt story. You know what happened is that there was a young man, very charming person, and handsome person who had married a very beautiful young lady, and they lived happily together for some time. All of a sudden this fellow gets a kink, yes, he has a kink there and has the pleasure that all this is ephemeral. All this will not last at all. And without telling his wife, letting her know anything, he leaves the place. You have to be patient for the right answer, but it will come there in the course of the story. So what happens is that he leaves the place, he leaves his wife without her knowing. In the morning when she gets up and she tries to see his handsome face, whom she loves, he's absent. She does not know what to do. She thought that he must have gone for the morning call. We have to go out for morning calls at a great distance, In India we had to. We don't have our inbuilt toilets or anything else. We had to go to the river banks or to the fringes of the forest, you see, and all that. So she thought that he might return. He never returned from his toilet. So now what happened is that years passed by like that. Let us digress. She is living her own life. Him now, he has left. He lives in a different world now. He is so happy, so joyous to have left this mundane world. He is in search of truth. He goes from one master to another master. The more he goes from one master to another master, the more he is disappointed. The more he is fed up. The more he feels dejected. That fervor he had in the beginning is all subsided. He is a disappointed person in the world. He has left his beautiful wife, but he never thinks of her because he is adamant on finding the truth, on realizing God, finding the perfect master. He goes from place to place. When the fruit is ripe, It is to be gathered. There's no question. So when his time had come, Master comes to his rescue. His footsteps are led to the town where the perfect Master did live. He hears about it. He goes to him. First question the Master asks, "What brought you here?" "Master, I want to surrender to you." He says, "Why me? Why not others?" He says, "I have seen the world. I have seen all the Master's ashrams, but you are the one that I have come for." "Oh." He says, "Have you got any encumbrances?" Now you are quite... You know what encumbrances are?
Yes.
The Master asks him. Means wife, children, anything, leaving the world, means what? He says, "Master, nothing. Nobody is there. I am all by myself." Although he had his wife. And this is another thing. Now it will answer your query also. So now the Master says, "All right, call somebody, come here. Have him there. Let him be in the kitchen there to help you all. Take him inside." He's very happy that the Master has accepted him. Very happy. And he goes there and he lives there. This Master, perfect Master, was in the habit of taking few of his disciples, 2 or 3, and going out for tours, as Baba would always do, all the time wandering. And he'd go out from one place to another place, another place, another place, and all that. Now, while he would take in turns the disciples, his turn never came because he was the junior most, the one who had an entry. Years passed by and he was working there, and all were very happy and pleased with him. All. It's very difficult to please the mandali because you know how the world is. It's also another world in a world. Who said me? Devi, I know you know, and you know I know. We live in a different world. So, it is very difficult to please everybody, especially the one who is supporting you there. So, it so happened that the Master heard this, that he is able to please everybody. So now, Master never expressed anything. He all the time expressed indifference towards him. And he is the one who would go in the marketplace, who had become so popular with all. And the Master was very much revered by the people of the town, the city there, and so forth. So they were very happy with this man, with the Master and all that. Now, in the meantime, in one of his tours, some time back, we again digress. In one of his tours, the Master had paid a visit to a village, and he was so tired, and the heat of the summer was so oppressive. So he wanted to take rest, and they found a big shady tree, and the Master says, "There's a well nearby, get some water from there." In the meantime, a woman comes there to fetch water from a well, and they have to draw water from the well. The woman sees the Master and she is drawn towards the Master, and the disciples petition her to help them with the pail and the rope. So she says, "I will give you, you all take rest, you all seem to be very tired, take rest, I will serve you water." She first cleans the bucket and everything, and with a very clean hand and this and that, she offers the water to the Master first and then to the disciples. They are very happy and satisfied with her. The woman is drawn to the Master and says, "Master, it's now about lunch time. Will you not condescend to come to my home and have lunch with me?" So he says, all right, we come. So they all go, about 4 of them, including the Master. She starts preparing the lunch and she serves them with great love and all that. The Master is so pleased that now it's time for him to leave. So usually there was a time when Master leaves the house, he blesses the person, the host. So he blesses this girl, this young woman. Ashtaputravan ho, means may you bear 8 children. Oh, it's terrible. What a blessing for a woman, you see, who has no husband or anybody living there. So she was stunned. She didn't know what to do. She was not happy. So the master says, aren't you happy? Master, I don't know. I can say nothing. What? He said, I don't have a man. I don't have my husband. I don't know how your blessings will come to fruit. I don't know. But whatever it be, I accept it with great love and reverence. Master says, I am so helpless. You know, perfect masters are always helpless. Once my blessings are given, I cannot withdraw them. Cannot take them back. Heaven and earth shall meet, but my blessings will never fail. Oh, she was terrified, all the more frightened. What to do with it now? And the master leaves the house. She's so sad. She doesn't know what to do now. What is in store for her? And sure enough, what was in store for her was trader's route was there on that side. So some of them, you see. She was young, beautiful. Somebody spotted her, helpless woman living all by herself. She was kidnapped by those traders there. And the next city there, some miles away, 200 miles away, she was so